G'day, Steel Nation. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. Just before the video starts, guys, make sure you hit that like, hit that sub, do all those YouTube things. But we have a fun one today. Now, I saw this on the internet. I saw this on Twitter, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to put my own spin on it. So I saw this visual saying, where would you want to rank the last, 10 picks or the last first rounders for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we're going to do this, and I want you guys to play at home in the comments below as we go along, or type in your top 10 and rank them as we go. So there also could be a few surprises too in this list, but we're going to rank all these guys from 10 to 1, from who was the worst, first round pick in the last 10 years to the best first round pick in the last 10 years, right? Now, let's start off with an easy one. This one's pretty easy. I think we would all agree. This is my list, but feel free to make your own list at home. First of all, I'm going to say Jarvis Jones. I think Jarvis Jones at number 10. He was drafted 17th overall in 2013. Outside linebacker from Georgia, 6'2", 245 pounds, so 110 kilos. He just never really worked out for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I will be reading a lot of stats per player, but he played overall 50 games. He started 35 games. He played in Pittsburgh for 4 years. He had 1 interception. He had 3 pass deflections. He had 3 forced fumbles. But the big thing here was, though, he never seemed to get after the quarterback. He only had 6. He had 6 sacks in 4 years, and overall had 130 tackles. So he, to me, out of this whole list, I think he's number 10. That's where I put him. If you're going to rank them all, he's the one I've got to start with first, with that being Jarvis Jones at number 10. Moving on down the list, we have number 9. I would rank Artie Burns at number 9. Right, the Steelers went up and got a cornerback, and since then the Steelers haven't, we haven't really solved that issue, have we? Or have the Steelers solved the issue since 2016? Quarterback from Miami, 6 foot, 197 pounds, right? Now, Artie Burns, I didn't even realize that Artie Burns was playing. He's still playing in the league. He played with Chicago in 2021. He played with the Seattle Seahawks in 2022, right? He played for the Steelers 58 games, 32 starts, 4 interceptions, pass deflections 27, and fumble recoveries 2. Overall tackles 172. But he just never seemed to get it. It just never seemed to work out in Pittsburgh. Artie Burns was a guy getting blown up in coverage. If there was a big play, you look towards that direction, he was getting burned, as his name was. Now, the next one, I was trying to figure out where to put Devin Bush. I was like, I think I have to put him 8 because the Steelers got him so high, right? The Pittsburgh Steelers got him so high. They trade up to number 10. They go all the way up to number 10. They trade up. They use the draft capital, and then look what happens. This year, he goes and plays I think he's playing for Seattle Seahawks now. Like he's over that way. So he was a good player as a rookie player in the first 2 years. Played good football, was getting the fumbles, interceptions, was a good tackler. Ever since the injury, though, it just never seemed to pan out. So I've got Devin Bush here at number 8. He was drafted 10th overall in 2019, middle linebacker from Michigan, 5'11", 234. Devin Bush, career stats for the Steelers. He played 52 games, 48 starts, 2 interceptions in his rookie year, pass deflections 13, fumble recoveries 4. That was in his rookie year. Ever since then, and then like his injuries happened, he's got like 1 sack in his rookie year, and 4 in total, 1 TD, of course, with the fumble return. Ever since then, though, from his rookie year, anything else, nothing really happened, and it was just a slow decline of Devin Bush. So he went further and further down the list, and he's not my number 8. Next, I've put Bud Dupree, right? Bud Dupree on this list, right? Remember, here's a reminder of the list. So you have Kenny Pickett, Najee Harris, Devin Bush, Terrell Edmonds, TJ Watt, Artie Burns, Bud Dupree, Ryan Shazier, Jarvis Jones, and David DeCastro. So I've put at number 7, Bud Dupree. He was a pretty good player, but also another player that just didn't pan out. And there's still the notion of, will Bud Dupree come back to the Steelers? I hope he does for backup and for like behind Highsmith and behind TJ. I don't really want to see him starting, but I wouldn't mind seeing him behind those guys, come in sparingly, do the job, fill in for a role when TJ Watt goes out, tag in, tag out, and play Bud Dupree. But I've got him at 7 just because of this list, right? So drafted 22nd, drafted in 2015, outside linebacker Kentucky. Big fella. I did like what Bud did for the Steelers, and it would be great to see him back, but I'm not too cut if he doesn't come back to the Steelers. Now, number six, Terrell Edmonds, another guy we've lost, right? So a lot of these guys don't even play for the team anymore. You have Jarvis Jones, Artie Burns, Devin Bush, Bud Dupree, Terrell Edmonds. They don't even play for the team anymore. Drafted 28th in the 2018 draft, safety from Virginia Tech. Terrell Edmonds played some good football with the Steelers. Now, not at the very start of his rookie career. People were saying he was, overdrafted, he's too high, the pedigree wasn't there, right? So he played from 2018 to 2022. It's crazy, man. Terrell Edmonds, he's played 75 games, 5 interceptions. He has 0. I didn't know that. He has 0 forced fumbles, but has 1 fumble recovery. Did a lot of tackling. In his career. He had 410 tackles for the Steelers, and now he's playing for the Eagles on a 1-year contract. So I'm going to rank him number 6. Here's the fun part, though. We'll get into the good stuff, right? Get into the good stuff. Now, I was going to rate Ryan Shazier higher, but I thought this was the best point to put Ryan Shazier, right? This guy was a fantastic middle linebacker before the injury, and we all know what happened with the injury. Once the injury happened, your heart sunk to the floor. I've got his jersey as an away one, and you're thinking, damn, man, what could have the potential been for Ryan Shazier in this league? We'll never know. I'm happy he's walking. I'm happy he's doing podcasts. I'm happy he's got his life back, because the injury he suffered on the field was absolutely crazy, and it was a career-ending injury. But I've got him here at 5 just because we don't know what could have happened after the injury, right? In Ryan Shazier's career, he played 4 years for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He had played 46 games, starting 41. He had 7 interceptions. He also had 7 forced fumbles, fumble recoveries 3. He had 7 sacks, and he combined for 300 tackles. This guy was a speed machine, man. He was running all over the shop, going left to right, east to coast, trying to figure out where the player was. Blow up the quarterback, blow up the running back. He was a guy the Steelers needed for the next 5 years. And the Steelers haven't figured out a middle linebacker replacement, a bit like the cornerback position. They haven't figured that out in the last, when's he drafted? Since 2014, really, or since he went down with that injury in 2017, they haven't figured out the middle linebacker position since then. They put in guys who are stop and go guys. So I give a shout out to Ryan Shazier. I put him at 5. I think he's the 5th best pick over the last 10 years. Now, let's go down to some other guys who are active on the roster. We have Najee Harris, right? And I also thought about putting Najee Harris behind Ryan Shazier, but I thought they were one and the same, really. I thought Najee Harris, an up-and-coming guy, going into his 3rd year. I'm kind of cool with that. Of course, Steelers drafted him at 24th overall in 2021, running back, Alabama, right? You got a Najee stats too. Man, Najee has played in every single game. That's crazy. Over the past 2 years, he's played in every single game. 34 games. He's got, in total, 2,234 rush yards, 14 TDs. His longest is 37, so I want to see Najee get some burners on him, maybe, get some better blocking and open the holes. Receiving-wise, he has 6 TDs, 38 first downs. He has 115 receptions. That's amazing. I didn't know that. He's got 115 receptions. That's he's got 74 in his rookie year, 41 in his past year, and 696 yards. So the ball is going to Najee's direction. And I feel like with a better O-line now, with Sia Marlowe, Big Nate, and hopefully Kevin Dotson can be fired up too, that these guys will be able to open the holes more for Najee Harris and then spell Warren behind him. It's going to be fantastic. Now, here's a fun one. Kenny Pickett. I've rated Kenny Pickett in this draft class over the last 10 years at the 1st round pick. Kenny Pickett at number 3. I was fooled. I thought they were going Malik Willis. I'm so happy they didn't. So they picked up Kenny Pickett at number 20, 2022. Last year, quarterback Pittsburgh, 6'3", 220 pounds, right? Now, Kenny Pickett, of course, there's only rookie year last year, but you go to his stats, and it's not all about stats, but I think he had like 3 or 4 game-winning drives or game-winning plays and run down the field. So he played in 13 games. He's 7-5 in those games. Completion rate is 63%. 2,400 yards, 7 TDs, 9 interceptions, and he was sacked 27 times. But I feel like the reason why I put him at 3, I have a lot of hope in him and a lot of optimism for Kenny to be even better. Now, I could have put him up around 5 or 6 and maybe made Edmonds drop down lower, but I feel like Kenny Pickett's going to be the guy. Kenny Pickett is the truth. KP8, he's effing working. I like Kenny Pickett at number 3. If your list is different, let me know in the comments below. Put down your names in the list, and yeah, let me know why. So I've got Kenny Pickett at number 3. Even though he was a rookie last year, I kind of like him. I think he can step it up, right? Now, here's the last 2, and we only have David DeCastro and TJ Watt. It's David DeCastro. Like, I want to put him number 1, but TJ Watt's TJ Watt, right? But this the same thing. I think this is a fantastic pick. We had his service for 10 years. David DeCastro drafted in 2012. At pick 24, he played, I think about 8 or 9 years in the league, 9 years. He was a Pro Bowl, I think 6 times. He played 125 games and he started 124. So he was the guy at right guard for Big Ben from 2012, 2013 to 2020. He was the guy at right guard. He was a menace, could run block like hell, good pass protector, just a standout guy. I'm not too sure if he's going to go to the Hall of Fame, but he was a really good Pro Bowler and the guy for the Pittsburgh Steelers to help out Big Ben with the success we had over that time. A shame we couldn't get him a Super Bowl, but he was a great guy at the guard position there, number 2. So David DeCastro, number 66, right guard. He's number 2. Number 1. In the past 10 years, it's TJ Watt. Drafted 30th overall, 2017, outside linebacker, Wisconsin, 6'4", 252 pounds. So in my language, 114 kilos. TJ Watt has been fantastic. If you go to his stats since 2017 when he was drafted, and also around the same time when I think Jarvis Jones ended his career in 2016, the next year we found TJ Watt, right? And we also had Debo Harrison in the mix too. So you had the failed experiment with Jarvis Jones. Then the next draft, you went and got TJ Watt. So with TJ Watt's stats we have here, he's played in 87 games. Every game he's played, he has started. Now, there were some injuries last year with the pec and things of that nature. But overall, he's been so consistent, such an outstanding player. Defensive interceptions, he has 6 interceptions, a few of them from Burrow. He has no TDs yet, no defensive TDs yet. He has pass deflections. He has 37 fumble recoveries. He has 7, right? This stats is coming off. This is coming off Pro Football Reference. So, but I thought he would have had more fumbles. Maybe he does have more fumbles, right? I swear he has some fumbles in there too. Sacks, he has 77.5. So this stats might be a little bit wrong. Tackles, he has over 333. And tackles for loss, 88. TJ Watt is the guy. For the Steelers. So over the last 10 years, TJ Watt is their best pick. And I think that would have to be Steeler Nation, all around Steeler Nation, thinking, yes, that's the right one. All right, yeah, let's recap. So here are my top 10. So let's go the other way this time. Let's go from 1 to 10, right? Overall, ranking them 1 to 10, we have TJ Watt. He's the number 1 player for me. Then David DeCastro, number 2. Kenny Pickett is the truth. He's the next guy to be the franchise quarterback, in my opinion. Then we have Najee Harris, number 4. Ryan Shazier. It sucks, man, what happened to him. But I'm just glad he's healthy now. I'm glad he can walk and talk. I'm glad he's not in football, but he's still running around town, and that's all we can hope for. Number 6, I put Terrell Edmonds. After that, I put Bud Dupree at number 7, and then we have maybe the bust section here. We have Devin Bush, number 8. Who just went absolutely nowhere. That could actually be number 10, really. We spent so much on him to get number 10. He could have been 10. Artie Burns, number 9. And Jarvis Jones, number 10. Crazy, man. Crazy. Anyways, guys, that's my list. If you made it this far, you're 14 minutes in, hit that like, hit that sub, do all those YouTube things. But make sure in the comments below you rank these 10 players from 10 to 1. It would be fantastic to let me know what you guys think and what players you think where they should be, right? Let me know in the comments below what you think. Rank them 1 to 10 or 10 to 1 from the best player to the worst player for the Steelers drafting in the first round. Now, who's going to be the next draftee at 17, the first round? No idea. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for checking out Steelers Nation Australia, and I'll see you next time. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
What's going on? Let's go, team. Hey, what the hell?